Well, here we go. Yay. There's Maureen.
Lisa.
I got some crazy hair today. Ah! I had it when you get it recolored, you're not supposed to wash it for 2 days, so I hate that.
No, I remember those days.
And there's Joanne. You
Yep.
freed yourself from that confines of the coloring, have you?
I have. I've thought about going back, but I don't know.
See, you got to get to where I was, where you're not just going to go back, but you're going to be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? We had our first measurable rain today in 200 days.
Oh, rain. Okay.
Rain. Yes.
They keep,
This is usually what our winter is like. It's rain. They're having snow probably up on the mountain, up on Mount Charleston. They're probably having snow. But we haven't had measurable rain in over 200 days.
wow, that's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've got an iceberg outside because we've got, matter of fact, in normal years, we make a little bit fun of, because some years, a few years go by that you're not getting slammed with snow, and then all of a sudden it'll be like this year. So the plow guy, Valerie could attest to this because she's in New Hampshire with me. The plow guys count on a giant amount of snow every year. So they like on my one part in my yard, they plow a path all across the lawn way back so he'll have a place to put a huge amount of snow just in case we have it. Now, most years we're like, why is he plowing the lawn? There's obviously not that much snow. And of course, this year he looks like a genius. I have got a mountain out there, and guess what it's saying for Sunday? Do you see
Even
that?
more.
It was
More.
saying,
Unbelievable.
it was at first it was saying 17 to 21 inches. Right now it's saying, I think it's 15 to 18. That is still a lot to add to what we've already got here. What is it saying? 15 to 19. They keep changing it, but anything over 12 is a lot to me, inches of snow.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I remember when I lived in New York.
excuse
I
me.
don't remember what year it was, but it started snowing the day before Christmas Eve. It snowed all day Christmas Day and all day the day after. And then it did the same thing the following week. It started snowing the
Oh,
day before New
yeah.
Year's Eve, snowed, all that. And I remember, and I lived on the third floor, and the snow was almost up to my windows.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I've owned this
Mm.
property 30 years. Me and my mother at first, and then me. But in the 30 years, there's only been two times that I had to pay a payloader to come and take the snow out the front of the property because we couldn't see to get out without mortal injury. I'm not sure how we're doing on that this year. I think he's plowing it different so that that can't happen now because I don't have that much out by the road. But there were times that we couldn't, looking out the blue room windows, we couldn't see the road unless you were looking at the path where you go out to get the mail. But it was high enough you couldn't see the vehicles. So how about you, Valerie? What's the uh, horror story snow that you remember?
Well, I mean, this is actually the first real snowy winter that we've had in a couple of years, at
Oh
least for
yeah,
us here.
yeah.
Um, so I mean, I'm sitting there saying, I had plans for today, but it's like, yeah,
Oh
no, I don't think so.
yeah.
So depending upon how well they clean, will determine if because it was my delivery book because I do still have
Oh
my
yeah.
older customers that I've had for 30 years. They still get a book delivered to the house. Everybody else, I either do campaign mailer or, send my digital catalog
This time
there.
of year, put your locals on campaign mailer. I do that now.
Yeah.
It's
I
easier
really
when
should
you
because now I'm all messed up because I have my
are.
schedule and so now I've lost a day and like you said, we're getting another storm and if I don't get that out, then I'm looking at Monday and I'm like, yeah, no, it's not good. But
Yeah, keep me in your thoughts tomorrow because I've already not been down there for 2 weeks and I'm not going.
wow. Because
But I'm
aren't they
going
coming back?
tomorrow.
Aren't they coming back with you?
Yeah, so I'm going down tomorrow, but I don't like to drive down there and back in the same day,
Yeah,
but
it's
I
a
don't dare
lot.
not do that. So I'm
Yeah.
going down crack of dawn like I usually do, 2:30 in the morning. I'm glad it stopped early because it stopped down here already
Yeah.
and they're already cleaning up. So that means when I get up at 2:30, the roads will be dry from them doing chemicals and all that on it and or whatever they call it. I'm sure they don't like to say they put chemicals on the road, right? But the road will be all dry and I'll be able to go no problem. I'll get there probably about 7. But while Jaden's in school, I'm going to need to sleep and then drive back in the afternoon as soon as he gets out because the original plan, of course, was stay over and then come back Saturday, but
Mm.
I don't dare because it's supposed to start here noon. And I
Yeah.
won't be back fast enough for that. And it's not
No.
that I can't drive. It's that it's not a good idea. It's just not a good
No.
idea. I know that.
Yeah.
Hey, Donna, how are you?
Oh, pretty good. And you?
Good. I see your A boxes. I forgot all about them.
Oh, yeah. I hung
Yeah,
some
those
up
are
there, but
cute.
they're falling down.
And Joanne's on and Rhonda. Hey, guys. And Kim's on. Hey.
Hey.
So, yeah,
Hello.
hey, how are you?
I'm a little frustrated right now, but I'm glad I was able to get on. But yeah, I'm frustrated. I was doing some legal stuff for my mom and found out something that I didn't want to know. And so, yeah, I'm a little hurt and pissed at the same time.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So,
sorry.
yeah,
Oh,
thanks. But
yeah.
I did use campaign mailer and I mailed out, I think 66 books. I took some people from my list.
Awesome.
And so I'm excited about that. And I upgraded on SendOutCards. So
Awesome.
now I get to send out, I think 50 a month. That's as high as I could afford. But
That's
that was
awesome.
exciting too because I sent out Valentine cards to everybody. So yeah,
That is
it's going
awesome.
kind of good. Yeah. Yes, I'm
Yay.
happy. And my Avon orders are like very consistent now. And so I'm like, oh, okay. And so it's almost like every day I'm getting 2 to 3 orders to be sending in. So we're doing okay.
I'm getting more online too. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting almost daily orders online. Just random, and they're all not new. A few of them are new, and I can tell where I'm getting them because they're right near where I've been going and all that. But I've also been getting ones from uh, somebody on the team got out for a while and came back, but her customers rolled to me.
Mm.
So she evidently didn't go back to them because they've all been buying from me. So one of them called me and said, "Are you my Avon representative now?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Yes, yes, I am." Because the other girl I know doesn't really want to do it anymore. But I could tell from the address that it was one of hers. But so that's good too. I didn't even know the
Mhm.
customers rolled. I knew the team members did, but I didn't know the customers did. I'm happy about that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yay. So,
So
you know what I have ready? You know what this is? I have it ready because I
that
save
toll
up
money?
means now I'm going to put this in the tip cup at the Dunkin' for my 2 girls that remember my Dunkin'
Oh,
order. So instead, I'm just going to empty this in the cup in the morning. I thought there's a few dollars and there's probably $10 in here. That'll give them something to talk about. Oh,
Oh,
look at what you got. Is
nice.
that from the Valentine group? The group? Oh, nice.
yes.
Go ahead.
10 more coming to.
Wow.
Wow.
That's awesome. So
Yep.
all of those people you sent cards to, or you're going to?
No, these are people that I've either sent cards to or once I got the card in the mail, it back. But I sent probably 200 Valentine's Day cards.
Wow. And they're all
Wow.
um They're all people you didn't know before.
All people I didn't know before.
That's awesome. That really,
Yep.
I think that you can't beat that.
Mhm.
Yep.
I think some of you guys sent me cards. Hold on. I'll just go through and show you what I got. Um, this is one of my favorites, Maureen.
Don't you read that. Don't read it.
Okay.
Don't read it.
Okay. Okay. It's a very nice thank you card. Isn't that nice? Oh, I liked it
Yeah,
so
that's
much.
cute.
Thank you. I won't read it. Okay. And this is a Facebook espionage. Now, Nick Britz, I believe I met him when I was at a send out card thing because he's from Australia and he sends me cards all the time, but he does Facebook espionage. So here's
Oh
me
yeah.
and Crazy Maisie the biter. Yeah. So that was the quickest picture I've ever taken. Yeah, because I didn't want to get bit. And here's a birthday one, which is Marianne Rouse. She's a send out cards gal. I believe I met her out at a function. But this is a cute card. I think this is a stock one. This is cute.
Mhm.
So see, you don't have to. I know you see us do ones with tons of pictures and tons of stuff in it. You don't have to do that. Most
Mm.
people send stock cards and put their sentiment here and call it a day. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. I just go the other route because I like doing it. It's like painting a picture to me or something.
Mhm.
This one is from Sharon Grimm, who is also a send out cards person that I met down in Massachusetts. And I think this, no, I was going to say this might be a stock card, but it can't be because it's got my name on the front. And then inside, she's got a word find,
Very
which is
cool.
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
Awesome. And then this is another Facebook espionage from the guy in Australia, Nick Britz.
No.
Oh, and you know what's funny? I didn't even think about this. I suppose it kind of is creepy in a little in a way, but I get a lot of Facebook espionages of me and Ty doing stuff because of the pictures on Facebook. So I don't throw them away. I have them all over the place, like on the mirrors in the bathrooms and stuff like that, so I can see them when I go around. I didn't realize how creepy that might be for him when he comes through. So I'm like, hey, what did I say? Did you see? Oh, I had a canvas made of the three of us with Jaden, and it's on my wall in the hallway with all my other family pictures. And I said, I said to Ty, did you see the picture in the hallway? With the three of us. And he said, not only that one, but you got ones on the mirror and you got the DeGregory and on the fridge, and I'm like, ooh, that is semi creepy when you think about it that way, right? They go to the serial killer's house and he has a shrine to the right. Oops. But I am putting this up somewhere. But that's cute. It's like, oh, I didn't think of that. Now these two came back for address, which I don't mind that personally because it cleans my list. I don't send it twice because, right? So these were in my, I do 10 a day. So these were in that. This card is from the last list that I worked for customers. So I put the word Avon here and just a variety of the products. I usually try to get different categories and not just product shots. I get those off of Avon's site, of course, but sometimes they have different shots that they put in the newsletter or whatever. So I try to do a variety. On the inside is a whole bunch more pictures. The middle panel is more like, um, hey, I did this, you can do this too. So it's like a short little story about me doing this, and then saying you can either earn some extra money or build an Avon empire. It's up to you. Go to jointhelipsticklady.com with more pictures. I include so many product pictures because I'm thinking if someone has some preconceived notion about what we're selling, they might see it and go, oh, you know what? I didn't know we had jewelry or something like that and might want in. And then the back panel here, this one, I usually put, this one says not looking for extra income, but still want to purchase Avon, order Avon for shipping anywhere in the US here. So I've started to put that on my stuff. You may want to throw that in your stuff. Like when I post my regular jewelry posts every day, I put serving customers nationwide since 1981. I include the nationwide thing because somebody did say to me, "Oh, I saw you post, but I don't live in your state." So I looked someone up, and I don't want that to happen. I want people to realize that they can buy from me from anywhere. Okay. Now this one is um, the current one I'm working the customer list from, and I took a page out of Maureen's playbook. This one on the front says a card from Lisa Wilber, your Avon lady. This one went to the campaign mailer list, I believe. Either that or it was the opposite. One went to the campaign mailer list. The list I'm working right now is the entire list of all the leads that I've ever bought or been given or got from the newspaper is a much bigger list than campaign mailer. And this I have for customers. No, that was for info only, right? This is customers. And there's a crossword puzzle, Avon history crossword puzzle. There's a word scramble, and it's Avon fragrance names. I made these two things using free puzzle generators that I Google searched and found. And then I wrote a little thing in here about using I have a Facebook page that I list the coupon codes. So I want to make sure my customers are finding it. So, and then I just put more products with a variety of stuff. So I tend to do the 3 panel. I know you do, Maureen, right? Just because it's the same price
Yeah.
as the 2 panel and gives you more. But what's your thoughts on that, Valerie?
So I just signed up for SendOutCards, and I did the easy one, the 3 cards for $5. I said,
Oh,
let's
nice.
see how easy it is.
Awesome.
So I had actually just gotten 3 online orders, so I said, this is perfect. So I
Mm.
sent those out, and I used the custom ones,
Mhm.
I mean, I put my own little whatever on the inside, but I used one of theirs. Well, then I bought the 50 card package just like Kim did. I bought that, and I went online and I got a list of all the horse farms in my area.
Well, I know where you're going with this.
And that's
Nice.
so now I'm doing a 3 panel, and it took me the longest time, but I got it now. So I'm putting in the Skin So Soft bottle. Somebody actually had put a little blurb about 5 parts water to 1 part
Oh, nice.
so I put that in there as well. And now I just have to introduce myself. So that's my third, because those are my 3 panels. So I have to
Nice.
introduce myself.
Mhm.
And so I just said, you know what? I'm going to do it. It's
I think
perfect
you
time,
said
just
you said on
before spring.
Team Time Tuesday, didn't you? That it got easier the longer you were working on it.
Oh, it was awful. I'm sitting there, I'm clicking, I'm dragging. I'm like, I don't know what the heck I was doing. But then it was 1 click. I was just off 1 click, because like when you click, there's another little thing that says click image or something like that. So I clicked that, and it appeared in the downloads, and I just was like, boom. And I'm like, oh my God, this works. Once you get it, it's easy. But like I said, the only thing I haven't done is I really want to, my intro as to who I am, and that kind of stuff. So the card itself is good. It's just my intro that I'm working on right now. And then once I put that in, I already loaded all the addresses in the system. So I just have to,
That's
and
fabulous.
that should
That's awesome.
hopefully be going out pretty shortly, because I figure it's perfect time just before
yeah.
spring.
Mhm.
It is.
Mhm.
That's perfect.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
So,
So I'm
awesome.
excited about
See-
that. But I'm excited about that too, because I have 3 birthdays in March. I'm just gonna, go to the store now. I mean, see, now I've already,
Yep.
'cause
Oh, and it's more money. The cards
Right.
at the
Yes.
store are
So this way, I'm gonna go
$350.
and I'm gonna do I have my 3 birthdays in March, and I can personalize it to them. I don't know.
Yeah, this
Where
is,
And
where has it been all my
and
life?
Valerie,
oh, go ahead.
Valerie, do you use Canva?
Okay, that I haven't done yet.
Because do you see this one of my birthday cards, and this was one of my Valentine's Day cards,
Yeah,
and they both came from Canva.
okay.
Mm.
I
And
That's
you
my
just
can,
next project is to get really acquainted with Canva because
there's
I
a,
hear
there's a
all sorts
free,
of good things.
yeah, there's a free version of Canva too.
yeah, and I
So,
just go through and like I typed in happy birthday, because what I wanted is I wanted like a happy birthday for guys, because some of the ones they have we could send to women, but there's not many for men. So I typed something in that said happy birthday for men or something, and I found this one. And I was like, that is perfect.
Yeah,
And then
Mhm.
I also do that.
that's yeah.
And then I started doing the yearly goals.
I like that. That was in my card that you sent me, the
Yep.
goals in the
And
middle.
then this right here, this poem, I go to Chat GPT and I say, write a February birth poem. And this poem said, born in the month of love and light, when winter sparkles crisp and bright, your special day shines bold and true, a time for laughter just for you. February hearts and frosty skies bring dreams that twinkle in your eyes, a month so brief yet full of charm, its warmth can melt the coldest harm. With amethyst hues and violets grace, your brighten winter's chilly face, a birthday star unique refined, a heart of gold, a brilliant mind. So here's to you in winter's glow, may happiness and blessings grow, a February soul so rare, so sweet, your life's a gift, a joy to meet.
Nice.
And
Nice.
every month I
Nice.
go to Chat GPT and I just have them write me a poem. And then this was my Valentine's Day. I only did a 2 panel for Valentine's Day, only because I couldn't get a Valentine's poem that I liked.
Oh,
Couldn't do it.
yeah.
So this was one of my covers. I had like 6 different covers. I did that one, and then I did the Valentine's Day word search. And if you see this little person up here in the car with the balloons, I also found a cover that matched her
Oh,
in
nice.
Canva. And
Oh,
then
that's cute.
just the little, and then their back, I just put this on it.
Oh,
Okay.
that's cute.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That is
So
cute. Yeah, you know
Oh,
what
I
I
didn't
like
know
to
you
do?
could do that. You can do
What's
on
that?
the backpack where like the address is.
Now, I'm not sure if you have to pay. That might be a one-time pay thing,
Okay.
but it's way worth it. I didn't know it might be included in some of the packages, but
Okay.
I think they call it a brand manager or something, that the brand thing in the back. Because I paid
Okay.
for it so long ago that I only use all those on the back. I forgot that that's not on everything. They talked
Okay.
about that recently, but if it's a one-time fee, it's worth it.
it's
Wicked.
worth it.
Oh yeah, because you can put anything you want back there. That's awesome.
Yeah. And
The
did you
other
get the
thing,
pop out that came out on Send Out Cards yesterday? I got the pop out that said they're changing the back from Send Out. If you don't design your own backs, they're
yeah,
changing it from Send Out Cards to promptings.
yeah, yeah, which is awesome. Do you Valerie, I know you're doing now, you're sending cards from them. Do you understand the difference between why they're saying promptings and send out cards? Or what that, okay, can I tell you quick? Okay, this is my understanding. If you guys, a lot of you have used this a long time too, so you can correct me. The company itself was called Send Out Cards originally, and Cody Bateman's the guy that founded it. And you should hear his story. There's a whole story about his brother, and he saw his brother and didn't. He had a prompting to say goodbye to his brother, and he didn't listen to it because he was busy, and he drove off, and his brother got killed. So he calls that a prompting when you're going, I really should call Joe, or I really should send, and he came out with send out cards to solve that so that you had a way to reach out to the person when you had a prompting or you're thinking about them. So, like, I'm thinking about my Aunt Nancy every time I look at my shrubs because she gave them to me. I go out, take a picture, and send it to Aunt Nancy with the picture on the front. That's a prompting, and that's me filling a prompting. Um,
Okay.
so he's tried different stuff over the years. I think the company's about 20 years old. And one of the things they did a couple years ago was have some different stuff on the line. They didn't have gifts at first. That came out a couple years after. And then a couple years ago, they had a bunch of stuff they added. Some of that stuff we still sell, some we don't. But they wanted it to be more about the prompting story rather than just a card sending business. Okay, so they're doing a lot more training and a lot more with events and stuff, but the whole underlying story of the company. Matter of fact, have you been to other companies' conventions, like Avon, for example, or anything like that? Valerie?
Uh,
Anybody, any other direct sales companies convention?
actually, yes. And I'm trying to think of the name of the product. I believe it was through Amway. I don't even know if Amway's still around, but it was many, many years. I mean, we're talking
Yeah,
probably whatever,
but you know how it
25
goes.
years ago.
Like you went to an Amway convention, or like in our case, an
Right.
Avon convention. They talk about the products, and they talk about, like at Avon, they'll talk about the 7 layers of the skin, and they'll show you demonstrations of the products and stuff. When I first went to the SendOutCards convention, the thing that struck me was they didn't talk about the cards. They didn't talk about making the cards. They didn't show somebody making the cards. It was a 2-day convention, and none of it was about the cards itself. I I didn't even know what to think about that. I was like, oh, okay. What the whole thing was about is why you sent the card. So they had people come on stage and talk about getting a card and how awesome it was to get it. So it was the feeling of getting the card. Then they had people talk about why they sent the card to start with. Like a story of, you know what I mean? He had a story about the choir director at his church and how much the card meant to her and why he sent it to her. And it was all about the stories, and it wasn't about the actual card itself. And I guess they figured, once you get how to make the card, more or less, you get how to make the card. It's not that hard once you've made a couple cards. So why spend time at the convention on that when it's really about the stories? But that surprised me because I'm used to, I don't know, a 25-minute presentation on the notes and the fragrance or what, you know what I mean? All the little
Yeah.
details about all the little things. And then this was about none of that. It was all about the feelings and the stories. So it's really funny. I probably could tell Cody's stories. What were you going to say,
Yeah.
Maureen?
Well, that card I sent you that I asked you not to read, that's
Mhm.
one of those cards where I sat back one day and I said, you know what? There are so many people in my life that have touched my life in a certain way, and I don't think they realize how they've touched my life or what they mean to me. Yes, I tell people all the time, you're special, I love you, you mean this, but I wanted them to know. So what I did, I created that on Canva. That came from
Oh, nice.
Canva.
Mhm.
And then I just sat down and I started thinking about the people that were important to me and why they were important to me. And I just wrote them a little blurb.
And the reason they call the cards heartfelt is because she put a heartfelt message on the back.
You
And
know,
it's awesome. I love
I I sent one to my mom, and it was so funny because you know
it.
how mothers and daughters are. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I'm, you know, and so I sent one to my mom, and I said in it, I said, I am so lucky that you were chosen as my mom.
Oh.
You know, I'm very lucky. And she messaged me and she said, just so you know, I'm the lucky one. That's all she said.
Oh.
That's all she said.
Aw.
Just so you know,
Wow.
I'm the lucky one.
Oh.
And
That was kind of brave of you because I don't know if all moms, but like my mom was not the warm fuzzy mom. And the best you could really hope for was like one time she said to me, oh, about me being a mom, she said, this is the best it gets with my mom. She said, you're not as bad at that as I thought you'd be. Right. But you know what? I knew that, and luckily I don't I knew that was just her personality,
Mm.
right? She always showed me that she was proud and all that stuff. And but it's just funny the old girls can't really, so that was brave of you. That was awesome.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I sent that to my mom, and then I sent one to my daughter, um, because my daughter's going through a rocky time. So I wanted her to know. So I sent one to her, and then I sent yours. And now I'm just sitting back thinking, okay, so who's the next person I can,
Oh, that's a good thought. Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, Michelle, we haven't seen you in a dog's age. Oh, unmute. Tell us what you're up to. She's Oh, you're breaking up.
Oh.
I can't.
Dog's age, so I'm being silly.
Oh, there you go. I can hear you now. Go ahead. Sorry.
There you go. You hear me now? I was barking because the dog's gonna bark. Um, I'm just like, it's me. It's Tuesday. It's Lisa's call.
Oh, I'm glad you popped on.
So
It's been a
I
long time
haven't,
since I've seen you.
yeah, I haven't connected with several of you in a long time, and it's just like, just went on a journey just in learning digital media, digital marketing, learning, if you're not up to date on tech in different things, and even with prompting send out cards, it's like, I paused from it for a while just because of other things coming in. It's like, okay, I can pause that and I can always come back to it. And it's like, holy cow, you step away
Yeah, a
from
lot
something that's
changed.
established when it's an established company like promptings. Wow. And what they've done now and how things have changed is like, now I need a new education in what's changed. So, but the message is still the same,
Oh, and
follow your,
just a PS. Not only am I not going to call it promptings, I'm going to continue to say send out
right.
cards. I'm
Yeah.
also not going to change to ambassador in Avon. I'm going to call myself a representative. And all my friends, I'm going to call them their maiden name because I'm that old.
Well, my maiden name's Kerr. It's not on here, but Kerr like the canning jars. So there you go. But yeah, it's fun, and I miss doing it. And I'm like, okay, I'm learning this and learning that. And I'm like, I'm to the point I've learned enough of these little things. Now it's hone it down. And it still always comes down to the, send out cards, promptings, the gratitude thing. What he does on Wednesdays now. I came across that one day and I'm like, whoa. And then I was on live.
Oh, the journal
Dave,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, the journal thing. And then Dave Smith was doing he came home one evening and he was on a TikTok doing a TikTok live, and I happened to be there and I'm messaging him back and forth and back and forth. It was a Tuesday, and then he reminded me that the journaling thing was on Wednesday, and I'm like, wow. And I'm like, holy cow, step away for a little bit. What do you miss? So it's
Yeah, Dave's
fascinating.
his
And then,
buddy, right? Dave Smith's
yeah,
his friend. Yeah, when I was there, I'm gonna say something you're gonna be like, duh, but when I went there, when they had me go there as their guest because of the book,
uh-huh,
everybody knew who I was because of the book. But
right.
I was surprised Dave walked up and started talking to me like we knew each other, and I was like, ooh, I was all excited that he knew who I but they all did. You know what I mean? I guess I was stupid thinking that, but I was all happy that he knew who I was. But that was fun.
It's in a sense of accomplishment and acknowledgement that, wow, somebody knows who I am. What,
Right, right,
my
right.
my claim to fame kind of thing was I was at a conference, what is a year ago? Yeah, a full year ago. And I was at a conference in Vegas, and the beginning phases of it was done. So it's like a Thursday night thing. And then, Friday, the whole thing started. And I went to our room and got off the elevator. We were sitting there talking in the common area around the elevators and stuff. And all of a sudden, I'm just standing there, and these two guys get off the elevator, about 20 feet from me. And all of a sudden, they're like, oh my God, is that Michelle Mangrum? And I'm going, just because of Zoom,
Yo,
and
yeah.
I'm like, I know there's a good enough relationship with you and I that if I saw you, if you and I saw each other, we thought we would be best friends. And it's amazing how this little box that we've watched
Right.
you become best friends with these different people. Like it's like I go to Vegas and I'm every time, and I've only been to Vegas a couple times, but every time I've gone, I think of Maureen. I'm like, I know Maureen's down in Henderson, and I know where Henderson is, and I'm like, I know she's there, and it's like next time I go, I'm gonna look up people that I know that are from there. And anyway, so
Yeah, it's fun.
yeah.
It's funny you don't like I'm buddies with Bibbs, and I talk to him more than Molly, and I forget that he's blind because we talk on FaceTime. He's looking at the camera, I think, but I say stuff and do stuff, and he's not seeing it, and I'm not paying attention that he's not seeing. Then when I
Right.
talk to him in person or he comes to my house, I'm like, forget that he's blind. So, right. But although last time what happened, oh, when they were here quite a while back, we just had a kid's birthday party and there were stuff hung from the ceiling, like My Little Pony things hung from the ceiling. And when they were hitting him in the head, he didn't see it coming.
Hmm.
So we hit him in the head. So the next time they come up, I put up more. Right.
It's a maze and he doesn't know it. Yeah. Bless his
Well,
heart.
they do it too though because I don't know if you heard I like to do bib tipping. You've heard of cow tipping. Well,
Yes.
Bib can't see you coming because he's blind. So I like to
Oh,
like run up and and he's 6'3" or something. So, and I'm
holy cow.
5'4". So when I walk up, I'm sure it's just like a garden gnome hitting him in the leg. But I walk up and try to knock him down, thinking he's not seeing me. And he always holds his ground and it never works. And I didn't realize Molly's tipping him off. What the right? Like, oh man, not
He's
doing
got a
bib
secret
tipping.
ear device. Oh, she's coming to your left. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Wilber's coming, incoming, incoming.
Yeah.
Right.
Watch out. That's funny.
Oh,
But
yeah.
to know that they're healthy enough with good humor enough to know that it's done out of love and everything too, because you can go down that rabbit trail of negativity of it and quit picking on me and all
Oh,
that other stuff too. So
well,
yeah, but that's good.
to me, I think he and I get along so well because um I was thinking to myself, if I was blind or going blind, um, I wouldn't like people to treat me like they felt bad for me.
Right.
So I treat him like any other husband. Right. I make fun of him. I try to tip him over. I whack him, whatever I'm going to do. I would do to anybody else's husband. Right. And I think he appreciates that because people don't mean to do it, but they
Mhm.
treat him like a little kid
And
or
you're
they
being
hold
authentic and
his hand.
heartfelt for there. Exactly.
Yeah. So, they hold his hand and stuff. And it's like, you know, it's like,
Hmm.
come on. Well, I can't say it. Well, I suppose I can swear, but I'm like, come on, asshole, follow my voice. What are you doing?
Yeah,
You know,
really, really.
I'm not holding your hand. You're not six. Come on now.
Exactly. You treat him like a human, then that's true. I got,
Right.
the same cousin that's in Vegas, and she has seizures, and she's down to about 12 to 20 a month, where years ago she'd have 200 in a month, whatever.
Oh,
But she had the last couple of times I'd been there, she'd had two, three, four, three of them I witnessed. And it's like these are the huge
ah, that's tough.
grand mal seizures. And I'm like, okay, well, last time I was there, I'd rented a car and she paid for half of it and everything too. And she's like, yay, we can go somewhere. And I'm like, okay. And I just flat out, you're like, I don't know. And if you don't ask, you're not going to know an answer, or the answer's always no. And I asked her, I said, so if anything were to happen in public, what do I do? She said, just protect my head, let me go. If it's really bad and it takes me a while to come out of it, then call 911. But otherwise, let me be. And don't treat me any different. And I'm not special. I'm just me being me. And I'm like, okay. Now a friend of ours, future friend of ours, she's like, oh my God, freak me out. That would humiliate me. Oh yeah, because it's all about you. And not my cousin that's having the problem. And it's just like, anyway. But
Well,
yeah.
let me talk for a minute, if you don't mind, about the play thing because I got a good compliment the other night. Of course, the strategy is I use this in my business, and the things that work one place, I try to bring over to work in my other things. Now, the play thing all was about to start with is meet new people. and that has done that for me in spades. I love this whole thing. But now I got every couple days 30 something people coming to my house for the rehearsal. But what I started to do this year that I didn't do as good about last year, I wasn't good about it. I did some, but this year I'm making sure I send every cast member their picture on the front of a flat card with the group picture from the last time they were here, either the rehearsal they were in, where I got a good shot of them, or something that they're in, like a group shot of everybody. And I put something on the back of the card in the little box. So I do a full shot of them on the front, the group shot that they're in on the back, and down below, I'm so glad that you're portraying Sam Jones in our play Time Will Tell, Rhonda, because I think you're awesome and I really appreciate all you contribute to the Ware Community Theater, from Lisa Wilber. And right away, when they came to the next rehearsal, people were saying, I can't believe you sent me this card. I hadn't seen myself in costume, or no one took a picture of me when we were in that play. And they've been a big hit. Now, I was telling Kenny about it. Of course, Kenny's the director, and you almost have to explain. I don't know whether it's because he's a guy, but you have to explain. I said, I'm doing that not because it's warm and fuzzy to do. I'm doing this. This sounds bad, but I'm sending everybody cards and appreciating everything they do, learning their names, greeting them at the door, sending them random cards, and keeping right after it, because when someone's thinking about quitting, they're going to think long and hard about having to tell me about that. Right? Yeah, that's kind of sneaky in a way, right? And Kenny says, "Oh God, you're not wrong there." When you're not making the connections with the people, at least with somebody, I'm sure they're making other connections, but I want them to have that connection with me, because at least I'm somebody. It's going to be harder not to show up, because I'm going to be saying, "Gee, we all missed you Thursday night," or "We all missed you at the rehearsal." And it's harder to quit. And since I started doing that last year more, we've had a lot less turnover in the cast. And that's what I was shooting for. And the reason I thought it would work is because it works in my Avon business. I think keeping in touch with people, reaching out more often on my team, making sure that I catch people doing good stuff, making sure that I'm not just, I have a pet peeve about leaders that only contact their downline to place an order, or why didn't you pay your bill, or why didn't you place an order. They're not catching them doing good stuff, or just reaching out, or I saw your vacation pictures and they're awesome. Here's a picture of you on the slide at Disney World, or whatever it is. They're not catching them doing good stuff. It seems like they're only contacting them to get them to do something for them, or you know what I mean, or why aren't you ordering, something like that. So that has worked well in my Avon business. So I thought it would work good over here. But one of the girls that plays a main role, I say girl, she's 20 something. Um, she plays a main role, but she came in all excited. She said, "I can't believe you sent me this card. This is awesome." And she's going to be an entrepreneur. She's studying business at college. So I thought that was awesome. I said to her, "Did you know I'm an entrepreneur too?" You know what Kenny thought entrepreneur meant?
Mm.
That you hope to have a business one day, where real business owners were called business owners, not entrepreneur. I said, "That's not it, Kenny. I can tell you what entrepreneur means. You have the mindset that when things are happening, you think, how could I make money out of that? How could I use that and make money? How could I use that and make money?" So everything looks like a money-making possibility to you, rather than like a job. So, but he didn't believe me, but that's all right. Kenny has a job, so that's it. Yeah. But anyway, hey Joanne, we haven't heard from you today. Are you getting ready for a fair or something?
Yes, I'm up to my eyeballs trying to get things printed and ready because I got to go set up tomorrow, and then it starts Saturday and runs till Sunday the 23rd. So yeah.
Oh, that's long.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's what, 9 days. it's 9 days, but it's actually only 8 because they
Oh.
close on Tuesday for whatever reason. They close it on Tuesday because it's so busy. They said
Mhm.
that vendors and the home and garden people need time to like have a day off and restock and all of that.
So you're selling products, you're at a booth of products?
Yep.
That's
It's
awesome.
a little pricey. I mean, those home and garden shows aren't exactly cheap, but it's a, I sell a lot of stuff. I remember this is my third third or fourth year, I think, doing it. And I remember the first year I did it, it was $900. And I was like, oh dear God, am I going to be able to sell that much? And it's like, yeah, I'm glad I did it.
So do you find a way to like, I don't want to make it sound weird, but harvest the names of the people you meet? Are you doing a collection of names like that somehow? Like a
I
drawing or
tried I tried the first year to like, up there if you do a drawing, you have to they have to approve it for one. And
hmm
then you've got to do that drawing like the day it's over, give them the name of the person and stuff. And it's just so
but
busy that
yeah,
people just they're not interested. And I think part of it, Lisa, is because you've got like the window people, the roof people, the siding
right,
people, all of that, and those people hound you
right.
over and over and over again when you enter. And so I think that's why they just don't even when
So
you try to mention it.
what's your strategy as far as trying to get business from these people that you meet? I'm just wondering.
I give out bombitas,
Uh-huh.
what Milagros does. I've got
hmm
my business card, which has my all my information on it. I
Oh,
have
awesome.
then there's a dum dum and a smartie in it, and then I've got this little piece of paper that says, "Don't be a dum dum and let this opportunity get away. Be
Oh,
a
that's nice.
smartie and join Avon today."
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
that's cute.
And
That's
That
then
is
cute.
cute.
I printed off stickers this time. I got real creative. I've spent too much time. My husband's like, "Are you done yet?" Um, I printed off stickers that had the our current drawing that we have with Avon.
Oh, yeah.
And
The
you'll
sweepstake?
be so proud of me. I'm like, okay, where's all these notes that I've got from Lisa? And I went and went on to the sweepstakes thing, and then I copied that URL and I made a QR code and saved it. And so now I've got that with the picture so they can enter. And then on my label with my information, I did another QR code. So when they scan that, they go straight to my website. So I was so proud of myself.
That's awesome.
And
Hey,
Dion is on here. She knows for me to be able to do all that, it's like, woohoo!
yeah, no, that's
I just
awesome.
gave you a big hand clap because I'm like, that's big for Joanne. QR
Joanne is moving
codes.
up.
That's awesome. Oh, what happened here? My screen changed there for a second. Oh, no, that's awesome. Hey, Debbie, I haven't seen you a couple weeks. Yay.
I am in Denmark.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, and it just popped. I just got back from a day out, and it popped up that that this meeting was going on. So, I have a quick question.
Yes,
I joined up. I finally joined up last month, but I haven't had a chance to use my cards. Do they roll over to the next month?
I think it depends on what subscription you have.
I did
Like,
the 15, like 15 cards a month.
I don't think they do. I think you've got to use them.
No, they don't.
They
That's
don't.
Oh,
Yeah,
used to be the
you've got
oh.
unlimited.
to use
Now it's
them. Yeah.
15.
All right, I'm gonna have to figure something out. I think I have another week or so, but I'll do it here and get them done.
Yeah. You even do one a day, you'd be better off than not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't know if they rolled. I just got busy and had to go out of the country, so I uh
Yeah. I'm
I just
pretty sure that's
forgot
enough.
about it.
Yeah. I know
Okay.
I'm on an old plan so that you can't do anymore. And you get 10 a day included in my plan, and you have to do them every day.
Oh,
Right. So I have to stay right after it.
okay.
It's not that it costs me money if I don't do it, but it feels like it does
Right, because you
because
feel like you're losing out.
yes. Yeah, but you
Right.
know, the good one, I shouldn't even
Oh
should
yeah,
say this.
that's what I'm on.
That's what you're on
That's
too,
what I'm
Jen?
on. And if you don't lose them, if you don't use them, you just lose them for the day.
Right.
Yeah.
But because I
Okay.
rarely don't use them, I usually do 10 a day. 10 times 30 days in a month is $300. I mean 300 cards. And I'm
Right.
$97 divided by 300 cards. That's only 33 cents a card. That's less than the postage. And that
Right. It's half
includes the
half
postage.
the price of postage.
Yeah, I'm costing them money as a matter of fact. I'm surprised that they let us stay on that plan, but there's probably not a lot of people like me that I'm consistent getting my 10 every day. I'm doing
Well, remember, it
They're
used
not,
to be unlimited. You could do as many as you wanted per day. And
not
then they
now,
switched
right?
it. No,
They
I said then
switched
they
it.
before.
Yeah.
Then they probably did that because of costs and was like, oh, only 10.
Oh, because I'm sure before, I mean, I know it costs them money because I'm not sending them even enough for the postage. So when it was unlimited, I'm sure they had people like me who was going to get their money's worth and did like 50 a day, and they probably really stuck to it. So they couldn't afford to carry that. So yeah, I'm doing it as long as I
as
realize
long
if
as
they
you
keep
can get
going,
away
I'm not
with
going to get
it.
mad. Well, I am living to the terms that they put out there, but I'm sure they don't plan on everybody being as consistent as me.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I like that they switched it and said, a card is a card is a card instead of
Oh, yeah.
every card you send has to be a different card, a completely
Yes.
different card.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because yeah,
Oh, so
it
we
That
can
used to
send the
be,
same card now. So if I wanted to send like the same card to four of my team members, I can do
yeah.
that and just change their
yeah,
name and it's
Yeah.
yes.
okay.
The how you do it though, it makes a difference, is you don't look back in the history of the person that you sent it and grab it from there. You wait and grab it from your My Card section. So let me share and show you where it will
Gotcha.
be. Um, when I send the card that I'm going to use over and over the first time, it it the next day it shows up in that other section. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. You'll know right away what I mean.
Yeah,
Uh,
and you're like created or
this section here, when you go, like when you first sign in, you're on the other page, the dashboard page. This is the page that has the cards when you're making cards.
custom cards. Yeah.
This My Custom Card section, when you send the card the first day, it won't be here. And the next day when you come back, it'll be here. And if you send it from here, it'll you can send the same card over and over and they won't charge you. If you go to the customer that you sent it to or the person that you sent it to and grab it from there, it will charge you. So don't do that. Okay. Wait till it shows up here and then do it. While we're here, let me show you. This is one of the play ones. This is one of the play ones that was a person in the play. See, I'm giving them their one, and then on the back it's the group picture with the thing at the bottom saying, "Thank you for portraying William in the play. I'm so happy that you're in. Thank you for all you do." This right here is promoting the play itself, and this is another 3 panel. I'll just show you so you can see. The color scheme I'm using, like with Avon, I use red almost all of it. This one I'm using more of a brown because we only do historic plays. So this kind of gives it that historic look. But this is the who, what, when, where, and why of the play that's coming up with pictures from our last 2 productions. So these are all pictures from our past productions. And then the other thing that's different is um, if you can see, there's a GoFundMe set up for the theater company where they're raising money to pay for the expenses like the costumes and stuff. So that's there. And then these are the 2 group shots on stage after the performances from the last 2 plays. So that's that. And then go back to the thing. These other ones that I send all the time. So these three here are here because every day I send a few of these and they're identical. I don't do anything to change them. I just open them. So this right now is what I'm sending to my customers. It's all about the vitamin C line. And I did it because they have those cool fact sheets. So this, I just grab products right off of Avon's site. Inside is, these are fact sheets that you find right on Avon's site. And when you save them as a JPEG, you can just put them right in. They just fit and they're easy to read. And then on the back, I wrote some little thing about my experience using those particular products. And I'm sending them to all my customers on my customer list. And that's a salesy card. The other card that I sent, I showed earlier with the word find and stuff in it. And then this is my recruiting one right now. And again, it just has a whole bunch of pictures of products. And then inside the panel with a little story about what it does for me or what I've done with it or however you want to look at that. And then the back panel, I always put a thing, oh, you don't want to join? How about buy from me? And with my other thing on there. And this is the back, Valerie, that you want to look for. I don't know if we said that the back is called like a branding package or something they call it, but there's some other choices too that you might want to look into. I don't know if you notice in my cards, I like to use my own handwriting font. And that's it. They've changed the price. I think it's only 20 something dollars. And once you pay it once, you never have to pay for it again. I bought mine, I don't even know how many tens of thousands of cards ago and used it since. And people tend to think that because if they recognize that it's my handwriting, they think I made the card or that I did it here. And that just adds another little. So you print off this page, put in your examples of your handwriting, you send it into the company and they create a font just for you. And it says
That's awesome.
Yeah, and right now it comes combined with your signatures. So I think you get 4 different signatures. So you could have Lisa and Lisa M. Wilber and Lisa Wilber. You could have, or Lisa and Ty or whatever you're doing. And you pay for 4. Yeah, you pay for 4. You pay for 4. But and the font comes one price now. It used to be like 50 for this, and now it's only, I think, 20 something for both. So that's well worth doing, as well as that brand thing on the back. Awesome, awesome. So how long are you over there, Debbie?
I've been here a week and I come home on Thursday.
Wow.
So
you flew.
Yeah.
You flew over.
yeah, I flew. We didn't sail. I flew.
Well, I didn't know.
It could happen. It could happen.
It could
yeah,
happen.
but no.
Well, at least you didn't swim. That would have been bad. Look cold for that, right?
Well, I was an exchange student my senior year of high school, and that's how I met my husband. And we just had our 45th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
And our kids came to us. Now, our boys were born here in Denmark. So they're Danes.
Neat.
Right? And it turns out that their children, because they're male Dane descendants, their children also are considered Danish by the Danish government.
Oh.
But they have to live in Denmark 1 full year before their 18th birthday. So my kids have conspired with my husband to get us to move over here for at least a year so kids can come and be exchange students and live with their grandparents.
Wow. Oh, that's neat.
So I'm here checking out the town on Monday. They've just had winter break. So on Monday, I'm going to go to the high school and see if I can, figure out how to get them all signed up because, in these Scandinavian countries, everything's free, right? You only pay 65% income tax, but otherwise it's really free.
Right? Yeah, free isn't real anywhere.
No, it is
Somebody
not.
somewhere is paying for that. Yeah. Oh, you know the news though, right? Yeah, you know my big news.
No, I don't know.
No, I
is
got
that
Yeah, you know
I
my
know you
height.
got a boyfriend. I've heard
That's
all the
fine.
salacious details. But was that a proposal?
No, no,
Oh,
no, no.
sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, I meant
It's
proposition. I meant
crazy.
proposition.
No, I don't know if we'll ever do that, but that's not something that I'm shooting for either.
I know. That's why I couldn't see the picture. It was too small. I'm on my cell phone.
I'm not sure if it came to that. Of course, there's no way I could tell him no about anything. But I don't know what I'd do because at this point I can't change my last name, so I'd either have to hyphen, and I never thought I'd be a hyphen girl. But I guess I'd have
Oh, you mean like Lance hyphen Sorensen? You could do
right.
it.
But did you but before you did it, did you think you could do that? Or that didn't bother you one way or the other?
No, it was when we were about to have children. Because
Oh, because
we were
they
going to name our firstborn Eric. And Eric Sorensen here in Denmark is like John Smith.
oh, yeah.
And so we thought, instead of making another John Smith, let's put our last names together. And it's a long and funny story, but the short story is we had to go to the Queen of Denmark and get her approval to hyphenate our names.
Wow.
And we got a letter back from her that said that she was approving Lance hyphen Sorensen, that we were starting our new family tree and that we should create our own family tree. And if any other Lance married a Sorensen and wanted to hyphenate, they had to come to us and get our permission because it's our family tree.
Wow.
So I know. So yeah, the
Wow.
hyphenation thing could be kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I just never, well, and I'm not necessarily like, believe it or not, Molly and Lee and Lisa and all them guys, my buddies, they call me Wilby, but Wilbur's not my name. That's my second husband's name. It's not something
It's
I
Doug's
picked
name.
up.
Yeah. Yeah. But
I'm,
you kept it
but
because of Avon, right? Because
well,
you
I
were
used it professionally and I wrote books with it and everything. To start
right.
over with another name just seemed counterproductive. So
And
I'm
it
just
still
using
is.
it for that reason. Right, it still is.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to drop it and just have a different last name. So then I'd be forced to hyphenate it. So, but
What is
now,
his last name? What's his last name?
man, M-A-N-N,
He's not
M-A-N.
related to David, is he?
Oh, John David Mann?
Oh, John David.
John David Mann. No, we have a joke though. I'm friends with John David Mann's wife. And yeah, she thinks that's funny too, because of course John David Mann's not black, and my my
Right.
boyfriend is right.
Right.
So,
Right.
although I think everybody must have mix in their background by now, because I did have somebody reach out to me on Ancestry.com who is like a distant cousin, and she's black. So I think everybody must have that in their background. That must be, I don't
Sometimes it's closer than you think. Because let me tell you a little story about that. My mother was very ill. She was very medicated the last year of her life, and she was on morphine and stuff. And I told her that I had started Ancestry.com. She's like, "Oh, don't do that till after I'm dead." I'm like, No, I'm interested. I'm looking into it because I can ask you questions, right? And I said, your cousin that we called Wimpy, I said, that was Helen, right? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, I found her. She's in Alabama, and I'm in Georgia. She's like one state over. And she said, yeah, my mother went to live with her before she died. And I'm like, really? And she goes, yeah, she had a bunch of black babies. And I said, what? And she said, and I went back and I looked, and she married a guy named Black. And I'm like, oh, she had a bunch of babies with this guy named Black, right? Well, my mother dies. I find out who my father is and that I have 8 siblings through Ancestry.com that I don't know anything about, right? And I reach out
That's
to
why
the
your
one who's
mother
got
didn't
the
want
account.
you to.
That's right. I reach out to the one who's on Ancestry.com. And she doesn't want to have anything to do with me. She's like, don't call me anymore. I don't want to know anything. And I thought, well, God, if anybody ever reaches out to me, I'm not going to be like that. I know how I don't want to be treated, right?
I wonder why she didn't want that.
Well,
Wow.
because either I'm the first and it's a shock, or I'm not the first.
Oh, oh,
Right.
yeah.
So anyway, I think I'll never do that. So then fast forward just like 3 or 4 weeks later, and I get this message through Ancestry. Hey, was Albert Francis Fisher your grandfather? And I'm like, yeah, it's my mother's father. And she goes, oh, well, my dad is Albert Francis Fisher Jr. And I'm like, no, there is no Albert Francis Fisher Jr. She goes, oh, yes. And he's black.
No, I think everybody's family is more mixed, not just black and white, but all different
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Yeah, but
I
I'm
think
just
there
saying,
must
don't
be
be
by now.
shocked. Because
Yeah.
if you don't want to know something, don't do Ancestry. That's all I'm
Oh,
saying.
Exactly.
Right. And I originally did that. I'll let you go. I'm sorry, it's 2 o'clock. I originally did Ancestry. This is going to sound bad because I thought it was shit. I thought it was just they were sending you just anything they wanted. And so what I did was I sent my DNA and Alex's DNA because Alex is my son, but he's also my like second cousin because it's my cousin's son. You know what I mean? And I thought if they don't catch that, this really is BS. And they caught it. Yeah. I got the little notice like, did you know you didn't send your son? You said your son, but you didn't. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So
Yeah, because they have to tread lightly, right?
I'm sure. Well, everybody, we already went an hour. Sorry about that. Hopefully you got something. It was good seeing Michelle and good seeing Debbie. Different. We haven't seen you in a little bit, and of course Donna. Always happy to see you. And thank you, Joanne and Deanna. I almost called you Dion. Deanna and Rhonda. I'm so glad you guys came on. I don't know. Next week. I'll put it in the group, but next week I think I'm not going to be able to do this because I'll be driving them back to Yonkers. So if I can figure out a way to do it down there, I'll do that. But I'll put it in the group. So make sure you look in the group to see if it's possible or not. Um, we haven't found a way, Maureen, I can't add you to my Zoom account for some reason. So we can't do the Zoom without me on it for some reason.
Right.
We haven't figured all that out. But anyway, I appreciate especially Maureen co-hosting. Thank you so much. And I'll put this replay up on YouTube like usual. And good luck, Joanne, at the event. And it was good seeing you, Michelle, and everybody. And I appreciate you and love you. I will talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.